Hey there, it is E² Photography. I'm Emily. Erin is not with us today, but I am going to keep everything simple and fun today for you as we talk about 6 steps to taking better photos with any camera body that you are doing. This could be DSLR, this could be beginner DSLR, this could be more advanced, this could be a mirrorless camera. These tips will work for any of those. It does not need to be fancy gear to get you started. You just have to start. And make sure you stick around until the end because I'm going to talk about something that is going to help you with some of these tips we talk about today. And I promise by the end of this video, you are going to have a good starting place. So you have the camera, maybe you're kind of confused with all of the things are entailed within it, but where should you start? What do you need to learn first and start to master to really start getting those great images that you want? And don't forget, for the best photography tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for notifications of future videos. Okay, so a lot of beginner photographers or people that are just purchasing a camera, they think they need the most expensive gear, lenses, everything, lights, everything, even camera body to take the best photos, and that is not true. We started with a very beginner camera body and we got really good at that, and in the end got really good results. So it does not need to be the most expensive. So let's dive into the 6 tips we have to help you get better images with the gear that you have right now. So the very first tip is to use natural light to your advantage. Light really makes or break a photo. So if you look at these 2 images here, you can immediately tell which one of these is better lit and which one of these was when we first started versus or something we took recently, right? When we first started, we were very confused, didn't know how to do anything on our camera. And really, we didn't even think about light. We thought about it. We knew certain things were good about light, but we did not know as much as we know now about light and how important natural light is to get the best results. So if you look at these 2 images here, the one on the left, there are a lot of bad shadows cast on her face because she is underneath a big tree overhang, right? So the light is not as good. Versus the one on the right, the light is really nice, right? Her face pops, everything about it pops because we found the best natural light. And I'm going to talk a little later about a training that we have for you, an hour-long training that is going to talk all things lighting to help you master that natural light. Now, tip number 2 to getting the photos you want, one thing that is missed by a lot of photographers and is a little bit tricky to learn, but once you learn it, you start to become a lot more impressed with the end results that you get. So tip number 2 is all on composition. So focusing on composition is really important. And it's not your camera necessarily that's getting the images you're not liking, it's your angles. So if you look at these 2 images here, we're not shooting them necessarily straight onto the camera. There are times where straight on to your subject is great and gets really great results, but playing around with different angles when you're shooting, so maybe from high up or lower down, or learning more about the rule of thirds or layering, those types of things are really what makes a photo go from okay to wow, right? So focusing on composition is super important. All right, tip number 3 is to learn how to use focus points. So blurry isn't artsy if it's accidental, right? So especially when you have moving subjects, learning how to focus properly is super important. So now we focus differently with our mirrorless with how we did when we shot on a DSLR. So on a DSLR, we use back button focus and we use single point focus, right? So we picked where that focus point was going to land on our subject or on a group of subjects, where exactly we wanted that to land. Now with our mirrorless, we are using eye and face detection, and it's tracking their eyes and their face, and it's picking the best focus that it thinks is going to make for a sharp photo. And it is insane how it works. So we're loving that. So we don't focus the same way with both the mirrorless and the DSLR. So doing some research on the best way to focus with your camera body, either by asking in a Facebook group where there's lots of photographers and how they focus using that specific camera body, they are going to be able to help you out as well. Okay, tip number 4 to getting better photos, and if you have been around, if you've watched any of our YouTube videos or any of our trainings or heard anything from us, you know that we feel very strongly that you need to shoot in manual mode or at least start practicing. Manual mode is going to give you a lot of consistency in your photos, and it's going to give you confidence. When you shoot in manual mode, you are fully in control of your camera. You are picking what you want. Maybe you want a lot of blur in your background. Maybe you want a lot of things in focus, right? So once you understand and learn manual mode, you are going to know the exact settings to set your camera to in order to get the photos you want. And we do have a free manual mode training as well, where we dive deep into the 3 parts of manual mode and how we keep it super simple at every session. So if you're interested in that at all, make sure to check out the description below this video, and we have a link for that training for you to check out. Tip number 5 is edit like you mean it, but keep it simple. So editing really brings your photos to life. So don't just take the photos, give the raws to all of your clients, right? Give it a little edit to really help the photo pop. So you can see here are some straight out of camera shots versus the final edit. It just helps the camera, or helps the final results pop even more. We edit with Lightroom Classic, and we also use Imagine AI to help us edit. We dive deep into Imagine AI in some of our YouTube videos. You can check that out as well. But Lightroom Classic along with that is huge. You can just start with Lightroom Classic as well. But I do encourage you to check out and learn more about Imagine AI because it is insane. So we talk about it a lot because we love it so much, because it gives us the results we want and it really knows our editing style. And I will, in the description below as well, link our more information on Imagine AI for you as well. And honestly, tip number 6 is probably the most important tip that we are going to give you, and it is to practice a lot and then practice some more. So the best camera settings is experience. So the more and more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to get with your camera settings, with your lighting, right? With your focus, with manual mode, with all of these things. The more you practice, the easier it's going to become and the more consistent your end result will start to be, and the happier you're going to be with your photos. You can't just sit back and relax and just go to a few sessions here and there, right? Do some sessions for free. Get practice so you can start to learn and get those results you really want to do. So again, to kind of go back to the beginning, start with what you have you're not behind. So you have the gear. You have a camera body with a lens attached to it. You are set and you are ready to go. You just need to focus on those 6 things one by one, right? Don't try to master them all at once, right? One by one, start to learn and master those things, and you are going to be on the right track to where you want to be. So hopefully this video was helpful, and I know I already talked about the free manual mode training. We also have a free Glow and Grow training for you to master natural light. And in this training, we are talking about how to identify bad light and how to avoid it, or how to work in harsh lighting scenarios where you just can't help it. You're stuck in these scenarios, so how to work with those situations. And then also we dive deep into how to find that beautiful golden glow that everybody wants and how to work with it to avoid all of the things that might come along with it as well. So make sure to check out the description below for that. So we hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.